Good morning, everyone. This is Judith Echo. You're listening to Mad Love. Let's get into it. So, I just want to say I'm very pleased. I saw a product on Instagram. The one problem though is if you like one menopause product, they show you all the menopause products. But this one spoke to me. So, I had tried progesterone in the past. And I've been on estrogen not too long ago. And so I just have been struggling. The hot flashes seem to have returned. They've been a little bit more aggressive, and it's just been a thing, and if men had to deal with these, do you know how much they would have been resolved by now? So anyway, it's been 7 years. No, 6 years. They really hit strong at 50, but I had a few before that, but they'd go away. But by 50, I think I was 50 when COVID hit. And it was like, what is happening? I was just on fire. So, 2019, 2020, yeah, it was rough. Anyway, I've been roasting for years. So I woke up in tears of joy yesterday with tears of joy. I was so excited. I tried this product from Forefront Health. It's called like molecular therapy, but I think the main thing is progesterone. And it allowed me to get the first decent night of sleep. I had one night sweat. I'm not sure why hot flashes and night sweats are different because they're the same thing. And I woke up with like one or two major hot flashes not last night, the night before. But I woke up like, oh my God, that's so much better. I was able to not throw the covers off of my body every hour. There are some nights I wake up every hour. So last night, I only had one major hot flash. And I've only taken the stuff for 2 days. It's just incredible. And I was crying yesterday. I was like, men hate us. Why would you allow half the population to just suffer like this? Like, why isn't this something? Why aren't our hormones tested regularly? You got these wackos who want all these babies because the population is dwindling. Well, why did you make it so hard to want and have children? There are women who want to have babies who can't have babies because our hormones are all screwed up. It's really kind of unbelievable. It's like you sacrifice our health at every turn, and then you still want us to be able to do all the things we're naturally designed to do, but you've fucked up the design. It doesn't make any sense. Ugh. Anyway, I don't mean all men, but a lot of men have not prioritized women's health, and it shows. And you got to remember, I'm not a tinfoil hat person. I believe that there is a larger structure of people in place behind the people who you think are in charge, and they're calling all the shots, and they want to depopulate. They want less people on the planet. They've been very open about it. Bill Gates is one of them. And I think his money's too new to be part of the real conversation, but he's done a lot of damage. He's the one going around neutering African women with his mom, his wife, not his mom. They've tinkered with their health and made them infertile. I mean, come on, that's demonic. So I'm just thankful that these drops seem to be working. I could not be happier, because trying to sleep hot and waking up every hour or every 2 hours, it's just, I'm getting better sleep than I've gotten, because by the time that hormonal situation stabilizes, I guess around 4 a.m, unlike when I was working in an office, I had to wake up and go into an office. I turn my alarm on, I'd be jarred awake, but now I can lay here until I'm ready to get up, which I don't love because I'd like to get up earlier, but it is a flex, really. The best flex in the world is to be able to sleep until you're ready to wake up. And if it's not the best, it's up there. So anyway, I've been working pretty seriously on Refuel, It is my intention to grow it. I was asked by several people last year to continue doing it, doing the newsletter, and now I'm going to try to grow it and get more information out to more people because, now I'm going through this process with my brother, which is a lot less. I don't know. I was anguished when my mom died and exhausted. This is not that. I watched him not take care of himself. I watched him make really poor choices, and we all begged him. There's not one cousin, my mom, my sister, my nephew, all of us, we all begged him to try to make changes and do things differently, and he didn't want to. So it's very different. My mom just lived and got a terrible disease, and it took her down, and it was rough. This was different than that. And so he had a lot of health challenges, but he did not manage them, and he did not want to do better. And this was a guy, if you asked him, he was like, oh, I'm going to live to be 80. And it's like, are you? I don't think you know what it takes to live that long, because you're doing the opposite of everything that it takes to live that long. So, but it's teaching me a lot more of what I can add to the newsletter, because I'm thinking we're not just going to be taking care of our parents. That was my myopic experience, and it made me start the newsletter. But the reality is you may have to take care of a sibling, a child, an uncle, an aunt, a parent, a grandparent. Like, long-term care is already a giant thing, because we're all aging at the same time, and these boomers are legion. They're everywhere, and you're not going to be able to get a bed at the local place. You know what I mean? If you live in a little town, maybe, but in a city, hospitals have turned into giant emergency departments. That's it. You may make it upstairs. You're going to get a bed for a couple of days, but they're getting you out of there. And they're going to send you home with a ton of medical supplies. And you may or may not have help. You may or may not have to hire help. And the tricky part is when it's your parent and they are like, I'm not letting anybody in my house. Well, there comes a point where you have to stop trying to please them and just do what's best for them. And I know a lot of people who love their parents and they won't consider it, but they need to move in with them or have them move in with them. And I know a lot of people don't want to do it and they won't hear it, but otherwise it's going to get dramatic and sad real fast, because what happens is they start falling down. They start letting you know pretty early that they shouldn't be living alone. And they start falling down. They start hitting head. They start hitting the hip, breaking the hip. They start tumbling downstairs, breaking the ankle. The falls are the worst. And my mom had at least 2 falls that I didn't know what was happening. And one time I went in her room in November of 2023, and she had hit the back of her head and had a gash. So I treated the gash. And then she wound up falling in January of 2024. That was the one that caused the brain bleed. That was the one that put her in hospice. Because she fought. I mean, she fought. And my mom had excellent health. I recall her getting sick maybe twice in my lifetime before she got dementia. And I don't know. They forced us to get these vaccines. I found these vaccination cards the other day, and, did that make her sicker? I don't know. Did it help her? Definitely not. We know that. But, people who had other issues, I think the vaccine didn't help. And then, if you want to jump down a conspiracy theory, start looking at the ties between Jeffrey Epstein and the research he was doing and the vaccine, quote unquote vaccine. There's even one thing I read that said he wanted to put his own DNA into everyone. And so he was funding research on these vaccines on how to do that. Fucking this we live in a Tom Clancy book or a James Bond book or something weird where these villains are not just evil, they're super evil. And it's been escaping our imagination that these people could be so terrible. It's like people have just been like, well, folks can't be worshiping the devil. Well, they are. They are. There's plenty of evidence that there's tons of satanic ritual activity going around the country with people who you think are normal, but in their households they are definitely Satanists. And some of it is veiled. Some of it's veiled through organizations. You know, people didn't knowingly sign up to worship the devil, but that's what their organization actually does. And it's time to just stop pretending. If you can't see that this is a war of good versus evil, a spiritual war, then you're not paying attention. And you're not going to win. I'm just going to tell you. Because you have to choose sides. You have to pick. And evil is just very obvious right now. And, you know, you just have to hunker down spiritually too. Like spiritually know that you were raised for such a time as this. Like this is, I feel like Gen X for sure was born for this. We've always known the world was not as safe and wonderful as everybody else thought it was. We're the kids that had to walk home fully aware of panel vans waiting to kidnap us because, you know, we were latchkey kids, you know. And I fully was home alone for a couple hours a day until my brother had his nervous breakdown, and then I wasn't. But for a while, we would get a neighbor to drive us because my next door neighbor also went to the same school. But for a lot of those days, we walked. We walked probably about a mile. Yeah, it was just, that was the times, you know, people had to work. And I was talking to one of my friends who works in education. And I'm like, I still don't understand why the school day and the work day are totally different. Like they're not even remotely close to being easy to work with. And I do have a friend who's a teacher, and she made it clear, ain't nobody got to stay. Okay, I get it. The teachers union is never going to budge on this issue. That doesn't mean it's not a problem. It's ridiculous. You know, somebody designed a fucked up schedule. You know, it became clear that women needed to work to earn enough money to keep a household stable. And then they make it so the kids, you know, if you drop the kids off early, got to pay for that. If you pick them up late, got to pay for that. But we all have to work. Why is it designed to be hard? You know, why can't we just let things be easy? Who said everything has to be hard and difficult and stupid? Like, that's stupid to me. We do so many things that if you pull back, you can see they don't want us to be healthy and happy. They want us rattled and mad and confused and stressed out all the time. And nobody bears the brunt of that more than a mother. I really don't get it. And like I said, it's obvious. It's obvious that there has been a clear effort to undo the human experience, to just make us all as stressed out as humanly possible. And you've got multiple factions. Evil has many faces right now. You're not just mad at one group. Certainly there's Netanyahu and his group who are just hell-bent on destroying the world. They clearly have an agenda. Then you have all these other people who are possessed by their own demons and they have their agendas. And then you have the rich people and their agenda. And I'm going to advance that there's really only one agenda that matters to me, and that's God's agenda, and the one he and I have discussed. And you have one too. All of us have an assignment from God, and only you and God know what it is. And if you don't know what it is, now it's time to start asking and have it be revealed to you. And maybe You're the one that's supposed to come here and be a part of something that ends the evil in the world. Maybe you just the person that shuts the lights out on that part of the world. Like, oh, here's the switch. Evil, gone. Psh, that would be dope. Because it's starting to feel like it's a movie. I'm telling you, when these rich people go hide in their bunkers, let's seal them in there. Make sure they don't come back. Because some of these people are not good people. I still need to read the Ronan Farrow article on Sam Altman, who's from St. Louis, who has crazy eyes. He seems not right. And he's the guy that does ChatGPT. But he's really more of a snake oil salesman. Sam is not a genius. He's just willing to lie. And there's a horrendous case where his sister swears he molested her. And she's suing him. And the family is pretty much like, she's just crazy. But here we go again. You know, is she crazy? All she wanted was a small amount of money, and she was close to her father. Her father died, and now they're like not wanting anything to do with this girl. And I don't know. I wasn't in their family, but if your defense is she's just lying, and you read the allegations and it's over money, this could be fixed. There's something going on there that's not right. I'm not saying he's guilty of that. I don't know. But there's something that's not quite adding up. Anyway, they can't just cover it with, she's crazy. You know, I know that excuse goes a long way. Like I said, I had a bipolar sibling for 56 years. Well, I guess it wasn't quite that long, but 45 years bipolar sibling. And it's not for the faint of heart, and you can't just dismiss. It's complicated. It's like a labyrinth of scenarios, and you can't just call somebody crazy. It's not fair. So anyway, this Monday, I hope that you find yourself excited and capable in your world. God is good, and you're still here. Despite all of what's gone on in history, someone in your bloodline survived and endured and thrived so you could be here. Let's not betray them. Let's be on the right side of history. Thank you, God, for everything. Thank you guys for listening. I appreciate you so much. We need to be prepared. Your personal life may not be affected as much as you think by these wars that they keep pretending they're going to not do anymore. Obviously, at the pump, our grocery, everything is more expensive. It's clear. But here's what I'm saying to you. You're definitely going to be affected by these healthcare issues. Long-term care, with the quality of this bad food, with the quality of, how there's no health or care in the healthcare system. It's going to fall on people younger and younger to take care of folks who are sick. And that's not going to be all of us. Let's be honest. You can think of somebody right now who will never be a caregiver. That's fine. But many of us will be called. Many of us will be chosen. And, you're going to need help. I got you. Sign up for the Refuel newsletter. Follow this podcast. And, we're going to get through it. But it's not simple stuff. No one teaches you about it. No one wants to talk about it. But it's complicated and you'll need help. And I'm here to help. Take care. Have an amazing day. I hope it's beautiful where you are too. Bye.